Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Titans Return Titan Master TERRI-BULL, which, much like Crash Bash was based on an old character known as Squeeze Play, TERRI-BULL here is based on a similar character named Horrible. They probably couldn't use the name Horrible, so they named him TERRI-BULL. I have no idea. For the package, you got a really cool image here of Fort Max there in the back. You got a nice image of TERRI-BULL's head form. You got the Generations and Transformers logo here along the side. The back of the package doesn't really have any bio or anything like that. It just shows that these Titan Master figures are compatible with Deluxe class, Voyager class, and Leader class figures, which means you can mix and match and interchange them. You can put him on a Deluxe figure if you want, or you can put him on a Voyager or Leader, and I'll show that kind of here in the video itself. But for the packaging, that is about it for it. Really, it's very tiny. You got a small little instruction book in there, but basically that's about it for him. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have TERRI-BULL opened up and out of its packaging. And like I said, initially when this figure came out, he was named Horrible, and he was again one of those little small, the Headmaster figures. Those toys were based on comic book characters that we got, but never really got too much else from them. Unfortunately, I don't have that toy to kind of show that off to you, but he transformed into a bull, and then obviously this guy would transform into his head. And then again, looking at this one, this actually has a really nice resemblance to that original Horrible figure. And I say horrible figure, but Horrible figure. And you got a real nice paint detail here with the head, kind of metallic, honestly, in some of the areas of them, which looks really good. You got some red eyes that are painted in there. You got the tannish color for his mouth and everything, very similar to what you have going on here. Again, size-wise, these are all roughly the exact same. I'm just going to bring in Blaster, or I'm sorry, I should say Twincast, but you can see same size in terms of the little robot mode. Head mode, though, you can see that Blaster's does get a little bit bigger. It's not too bad, but they're roughly the same size, obviously. Now, for a further comparison, just kind of using a original one, here's an original Headmaster. As you can see, real big difference. Well, if he's standing straight, but you got a real big difference when you compare these guys. Are you going to stand right there? There we go. But like I showed in the review of Crash Bash, those Headmasters actually were a lot smaller, so this kind of works. Again, real nice new molded detail for the chest, the head, the arms. The head does have a little bit of yellow paint, as you can see. You can rotate it here at the upper part of the neck area. The shoulders here on ball joints, so you can kind of get him moving in and out. They also rotate up and down just like so. He hinges here at the hip itself, and then again, the lower portion of the legs are all molded together, but you do have a hinge here for his knees. Now, for his little vehicle, it's not a bull, but it is a little tank. These little turrets here can actually swivel up and down, which is really cool. You take him, you'll take his arms, put him forward, and you slot him in there, and he sits there. Now, it does kind of look like there's a little groove section in here where that's going to go in, but it doesn't actually tab down or anything. So I mean, he does. Oh no, did I get it actually? No, I had it there for a second, but it holds in there. But you do have to be careful because it does get a little bit loose if you don't really push down and lock that into place. So you can have him, driving around his little tank. You can have an Autobot kind of hanging out there. You got Blaster. Pew! You can do something like that. Now, again, he does have a triple changer kind of gimmick with him. Where's them? I'm trying to. Oh, it's probably in the jet mode. So he does have a jet mode. So what you do is you take these and you pull these down like so. Do that on both sides, and then you got this section right underneath. You rotate this around, pull that out, that locks into place, and you got a little cockpit up here. You got a Decepticon logo. This is now down here at the bottom, and you can actually take this guy, and I mean, that's just the typical vehicle for him. It's very simple, but you can actually take this guy, and this is kind of strange. I don't understand it, but you take him and you tuck him underneath there, and you lock his head underneath, and then you bring this down just like so, and that's storage for him in his jet mode, I guess. Maybe those were thrusters or something. So you can have them flying around, and again, you can have them shooting people. So let's see, we got another Autobot here. So let's bring out Cerebros, and you can have So you can do all that kind of stuff. So that's his second mode. He does have a gun mode, so you can leave it like this. You can bring this up just like so. You bring this section, come around here, tuck that out. And there's this gun mode. It really, again, really doesn't look like too terribly much. Coming back here just so you can see little carcasses of, you know, Titan Masters. But again, bringing out Cerebros, you can have that peg in there. The little peg does kind of flex back, so you do have to kind of wiggle it in there so you can have something like that. So again, it can be used as a weapon for some of your other Titan return figures, which is pretty cool. I do like that. I think this gun mode looks a little bit better than Crash Bash's did, but setting him back to the side, because again, we'll use him for a comparison. But really, that is about it for it. So you just tuck that back up, you rotate this guy, pull him out, spin this around like that. And there you have him back in his little tank mode. Again, this little guy can fit on any of the Titan return figures. So here is the Cerebros. Again, you just take him and give a nice little push, and he fits in there very nicely. And actually, the color kind of works for him because, I mean, you got a little bit of a lighter color blue and then a darker one here. So that actually looks pretty cool. So you can take that out as well. So this is about a Voyager size. And here we have a leader size Power Master Optimus Prime, and again, you got that same peg system right there. So you just take this, you peg that right in there, kind of putting that little slot section right in that back area. So you just put that in there, and then get that shifted just like that. Bring the head up, bring it around, bring it over, and now you have him in there. It looks a little bit weird. Yeah, you're dropping guns. It looks a little bit weird because the coloring on there, so I don't know how well that really does honestly look. For leader class figures, he can hold the gun. I mean, the fingers here are articulated, so you do gotta open it up a little bit and then kind of close the hands around it. It's not a very secure hold or anything, so it's better that you use this with deluxe or Voyager figures, at least when it comes to Optimus Prime, because his are, and you just pull his head off. Optimus has those articulated fingers, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. But because Blaster has a, you know, a closed fist, it actually works on there pretty decently. It is a little bit tight, so you do have to kind of wiggle it in there, but it fits in there very nicely. And again, you can have Terrible as his Headmaster, or Titan Master, I should say, and then you can put that on there. Kind of changes the look a little bit, but it all works, I guess. But all in all, again, another really fun figure. They found a really great way to kind of homage that original and kind of throw old school collectors kind of a bone by giving us this character that probably wouldn't fit in a mainline sort of release anyhow, because a lot of people probably wouldn't know who he is. But I think that this turned out really good. And again, I just kind of keep playing with it. But again, I've yet to be disappointed by one of these Titan return figures. This guy really is fun, looks really good, and absolutely I recommend picking him up. So TERRI-BULL here, as well as the rest of the first wave of Titan Master figures, are currently in stock right now at Big Bad Toy Store. So all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS, where you can check out availability, of course, on this, as well as the rest of the new Titans return figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that if you like this video, to please like and share it. Also, be sure to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you never miss a future review of mine. And as always, until next time, I'll talk to you later.